Hey there guys, what is going on? Today we have another patch in Warzone, of course. I'm going to be reading the patch notes. Now this does just say a twit longer here, which is from Raven Software, but this is the patch notes. I don't know why this isn't like an official document or whatever. It's basically just a long tweet, but it is what it is. Of course, Raven Software are the guys who are making all the Warzone changes and stuff like that. They're the ones who made the game, and they're the ones who run it, do all the changes and stuff like that. Anyway, today we are starting off with the Warzone changes, of course. The first thing at the top of this list is the blueprints changes. Now, many of you have been talking about the Mach 10 Gallantry blueprint. Of course, that was actually way more powerful than the standard, which is very, very strange for something like that to occur. It has happened previously with some other variants from way back when, but the Gallantry of the Mach 10, of course, used to be way more powerful than the standard one, and of course, all stats have been updated to match the base Mach 10. That did, of course, ruin my video for today, and I had to make something else instead. But of course, I mean, that means the game's going to be more balanced and better off overall, so I can let it slide. Of course, we are going to be taking a look at the Mach 10 again very, very soon, of course, in Warzone, because there is some interesting things to talk about with some certain attachments, but we'll leave that there for now. So of weapons, of course, the DMR 14, which did get nerfed previously, but didn't seem to actually have done anything to the weapon. We've got more nerfs here. The bullet penetration has been reduced from a sniper rifle to an AR, which is very, very interesting. Of course, that'll definitely mean it is more difficult for us to get kills here. The damage fall-off ranges have been decreased as well. 55 damage before, and now 48 damage after 750 units. I'm not 100% sure exactly how far 750 units is, but now the damage ranges with this particular weapon, of course, are going to be lessened. So down 70% from 2,500 units mean this particular weapon is going to be much less effective at those very long distances and those longer distances as well. The recoil has been increased moderately for the second and third bullet, meaning the second and third shot that you do fire is of course going to be much more difficult to hit, and the recoil has been increased slightly for subsequent bullets. So when you are continuously firing, you do have that fire rate barrel that increases your fire rate, of course, meaning you can send lots of bullets down range. It's going to be a lot more difficult for us to hit our shots, which should have been the case originally with these first sort of nerfs that did come out. But you can't really complain too much when they are making these changes and stuff like that. It is, of course, always good to see things that are too powerful and broken and stuff like that get worse. Of course, we have changed locational damage multipliers. They've been adjusted as well. Headshots now do less than 100 damage after 750 units again, which is what we talked about before with those damage range changes. And the lower torso has been reduced from 1.1 to 1.01, which is a decrease of about 8%, of course. So less damage, of course, if you are shooting people in specific areas, which is, of course, very, very important as well. So this will mean the DMR 14 is a less effective weapon overall. We will have to wait and see, do some testing and stuff like that, see if it is still very powerful, but I think it should be a little bit more in line now. Of course, the Type 63 might actually take over from this particular weapon, but we'll have to wait and see, again, do some testing and stuff like that as well. Not as many changes here. The bullet penetration, of course, has changed from a sniper to an AR as well, which is, of course, a very interesting change. And then we have similar sort of damage fall-offs as well. 60 damage before and now 45 damage after 900 units, which is a little bit better than the DMR 14. So we might see the Type 63 be a little bit better than that now, which is of course down 55% from 2,000 units, which is very, very interesting, of course. So maybe consider using the Type 63 over, of course, the DMR 14, as the Type 63 didn't actually have any recoil changes or anything like that. The burst pistol now. All they have to write here is, of course, the Diamatti. Everyone knows what we're talking about. The Akimbo Dual Wield Diamattis, of course, the max damage has been reduced from 45 to 40, which is, of course, a decrease of 11%. Very, very nice change here, of course. As we did test out in yesterday's video, they're still very powerful. So hopefully this change does actually mean that we can sort of do a little bit worse with these pistols, because they're just too strong at the moment. So hopefully this does help. In the attachments category for this particular option, we do have the DMR 14 again. The front grip has the vertical recoil reduction removed. Apparently that was a thing with the front grip. I mean, it wasn't in the actual listing, of course, but whatever. Attachments and stuff like that don't usually have the right listings anyway, so whatever. Horizontal recoil control reduction increased from 20% to 30%, which is interesting. That's actually a buff, which is a little bit weird. I mean, it's the horizontal recoil control is going to be a little bit easier with this particular grip. Then, of course, the field agent foregrip. The vertical recoil control adjustment decreased from 35% to 25%, and of course the horizontal recoil reduction decreased from 35% to 30%, which isn't actually what that says there. That says increased, but yeah, they nerfed it again, which is very, very interesting as well. So the Type 63, again, the front grip, the vertical recoil reduction has been removed as well. I'm not sure what the go is with that. The horizontal recoil control reduction increased from 20 to 30%. So that is a little bit of a buff for that particular attachment there. And the Spetsnaz ergonomic grip has seen the vertical recoil reduction decrease from 45% to 30%, and then the horizontal recoil reduction decrease from 45% to 40%. So this has been made a little bit worse overall in terms of attachments and stuff like that. Very, very cool to see these changes as well. So hopefully this does bring the DMR14 and the Type 63 back into line, because they've, even with the most recent nerfs, they've still been very, very powerful weapons in this game. The fact that you could still get your 2 to 3 to 4 shot kills with this weapon very, very quickly with your DMR14s and of course your Type 63 means these weapons are still very, very powerful. They are coming closer together, and hopefully with these more balance changes and stuff like that, these nerfs as well, hopefully these changes bring more weapons closer, like your FFAR1s, your SMGs and stuff like that, come a little bit closer into line, and you can do some damage, and you can actually get some kills in Warzone with some other weapons that aren't the DMR. So hopefully this does change a fair amount of things. Burst pistols, of course, the Akimbo. The burst pistols, all location damage multipliers set to 1, so you're not getting any headshots or anything like that, upper torso, arm multipliers, anything like that. But if you do shoot someone in the leg now, you will get full bullet damage. I'm not sure if that is the way that's supposed to read, or whether that was a thing or not. I'm not sure actually how that works. But if you do shoot anyone with the burst pistol anywhere on the body, headshot, arms, chest, upper chest, like whatever, it will just do a flat damage number, which is, of course, as we talked about before, 40 bullets at that sort of medium distances. The tactical equipment of change has, of course, it's finally gone for now. Players no longer get infinite tactical equipment stim shots when dropping their weapons while cooking a grenade. Of course, this is the Infinite Stim Glitch, which we have seen. Of course, if you did watch yesterday's video, you will have seen that we did get Stim Glitch, which was very, very annoying. And a lot of people I saw were complaining about that, people just sitting in random areas of the map in the gas, just jamming a stim shot into their leg until basically everybody left. I don't understand why you would want to do that. I don't get it, but whatever. It's very, very annoying, and hopefully that has been fixed for the last time. If we see that again, I'm going to be very, very annoyed, and I'm sure many of you will be as well, because it just makes the game not fun. Like, you end up with like one other person in the last circle, and then there's 2 dudes sitting in a hallway somewhere just jamming stim shots into their leg, and that's not fun. That isn't fun at all. Anyway, challenges. Seasonal challenges fixed to appear track as intended. So just little sort of minor changes to challenges and stuff like that, which are always good, of course, but for the most part, these changes are all very, very good towards Warzone, like especially with the Gallantry Mac 10. As I said, that did ruin today's video. We were going to take a look at the Gallantry Mac 10, see how good it was in comparison to the normal one. But the DMR 1463 and of course the burst pistols getting nerfed is of course a very, very good thing. And then these subtle little attachment adjustments as well is very, very nice here, of course. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching this one. Of course, I do appreciate you sticking around. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on, and I will of course see you in the next video. Bye!